Hi everyone, you have fun with to play next. We're doing everything that is awesome, and I do mean awesome gaming. Let me frame in a little bit more here. So we have a great indie community, and we go online and find out what's next. You know, what's big in gaming. We wanted to check this out. It's Castle Dornstein. And it had this great vibe to it, kind of exactly what we're looking for. It's going to bring something into gaming. You gotta bring something to the table if you're going to go in with the big boys. So this is Bohemia, 1853. Let's see what they're doing. We love the crawl, we love Metroidvanias. They've really picked up as a storytelling platform. Dear Mr. Hemlock, for 3 years I've searched for someone fluent in all forms of medieval Latin to translate one of the books in my collection, Iorum Historia Orbis Terrarum, or the history of the gods of the earth. Given your literary knowledge, I assume you've heard of the mysterious rare masterpiece, some called Devil's Diary. I, however, am not a superstitious man. I have to read and study it out of academic capacity. The book was a family heirloom lost for generations. I've only just rediscovered its whereabouts 3 years ago. Since then, I've sought out a potential translator, Mr. Borowski, who's an acquaintance of mine and has recommended you for the job. He speaks quite highly of your expertise in this area and would like to hire your services. Appreciate your help in advance with all my heart. Please accept my invitation to Castle Dornstein. We shall welcome you warmly as a part of our humble family, Theodore Dornstein III. So that's what Theodore Fyodor. I say it in broken American. You have a dropped letter there. It's usually a Y. Can't pronounce that name to save my life. So this looks like the next, they use pixel art, but then they also use portrait. And I wanted to see if they did anything with interface that we could really just use. Yes, they're bringing it as a gaming board. At last, Castle Dornstein, it's really finally be here. There hasn't been a storm this bad enough. It's only mid-afternoon. The clouds make it feel like night is already upon us. That must be one of Lord Dornstein's servants. Left click to interact with an object hotspot. For character, right click to look at them. Alright, so they're going for major economy of motion here. So let's see what they got. Got a servant, Master Eberhard, I presume. You may call me Hemlock if you like. Welcome to Castle Dornstein, Master Hemlock. My name is Severin. I hope your journey was not too tiring. Not too much, it was actually quite pleasant until the storm started. Nasty storm indeed. Please come inside. I will retrieve your luggage prepared shortly. Thank you, Severin. And also, the servants, they bring up your luggage. Gotta go cool your heels some. Look at these portraits, my goodness. I will also, display my cleavage in such a manner should I ever have to pose for one. It's the key to your room. It's just up these stairs at the end of the hall on the left. So they're using up and down. That's something that's neglected in adventure gaming. The fact that the Odd Gentleman chose to let you climb in King's Quest was a rarity. I've seen it in a couple other games. I apologize that our more formal guest chambers are unavailable at the moment. They have not been used in some years and are in terrible disrepair. The chamber you shall be staying in is a modest one I use for my personal studies. So we're staying in the servants' quarters. That's awesome. If you require any personal comforts, I will be happy to oblige. It will be necessary. Sir, I pride myself on providing exemplary service beyond that which is merely necessary. You're a guest of Lord Theodore Dornstein III. As long as you are residing in these castle walls, you're to be treated as though you're a Dornstein yourself. It's very kind. I will think of something I won't hesitate to ask. Very good, sir. Lord Dornstein has asked that I bring you to his office. He's eager to meet you. I'd like to meet him as well. Anything else? What's the history of the castle? How long has it been here? Mid-13th century Gothic style. It was a respite for traders bringing luxury goods across Bohemia. I never thought of that. They would have to have, places to stop over. All the trade routes moved further south. Lord Dornstein the first acquired it in the early 15th century. It's been a residence ever since. It's in remarkable shape. It was updated in the 17th style. Renovation in the Baroque style. Still retains a Gothic character. What's up with the Dornsteins? One of the most eminent families in Bohemia. Made their fortune in trading silver. They acquire real estate. Now it's agriculture. Wheat and barley has been a lucrative venture. There are many farms in the region. The work has consumed nearly all of the Dornstein's time as of late. For the grieving process, Lady Sylvia, his wife, died only 6 months ago. It's been a traumatic year. Doctors diagnosed her with typhus fever. It was unlike any typhus I'd seen. She became ill suddenly, and sickness swiftly spread. Lady Volodka has taken up taking her part. She was close with her mother. Perhaps it will help Lord Dornstein to work on the book. He's had a more positive disposition lately. How long have you been working here? Many years now. I was attending university when we met Augustine? I can speak to Dornstein. Lord Theodore was just a young man. Hired him to attend the castle grounds. Had you stayed on. They're like family to me. Attended the wedding. The child has grown into a beautiful young lady. Must be hungry. Do you enjoy roasted duck? See, the luggage is brought to your room. First Lord Theodore is expecting you in his office. He's quite eager to see you. First one on the left. Alrighty. I assume that he meant up the stairs as the double doors are directly ahead. So we'll head up there and see what Lord Theodore has going on. She's so trashy. We've got like a shipwreck. Somebody holding nothing. They're awesome already. I like a certain amount of camp in my friendship games. I presume that most people do. We're a people of anachronistic tendency. Welcome to Castle Dornstein. What a pleasure to finally meet you. Good evening, my lord. Thank you 1,000-fold for this opportunity. Hemlock, my friend. No need for formalities. Call me Fyodor. Please sit. What are we going to have going on here? If only spoken through letters, I feel a kinship. They're very similar. Both lovers of the written word, academics. Some would call dusty old manuscript fills us with shivers of excitement and great knowledge. Curiosity is, in great generous minds, the first passion and the last. My son, you quote Samuel Johnson. We're cut from the same cloth. Indeed, how refreshing to speak with a well-read man. We have much to discuss. Tell me more about you. I'm dull. Own acres of farmland, and my books keep me sane. My daughter locks herself in the room most of the day. She wants little to do with me. The minute her age are impossible to speak with. I would do anything to be a young man in Prague again. That's old. Why don't you move? If only you knew the politics of the family name. Nobles may be rich, but they're never truly free. We're tethered to our heirlooms and properties. I wish I could get outside the castle more. It's impressive. It's been in my family since the 15th century. Masonry has undergone reconstruction 5 times. Got the Renaissance flair. Furnished by his wife. Your daughter lives here as well. Wish you were more focused on her studies. She reads romances and fantasies all day long. They uplift the soul, sir. I would never forbid anyone to read that which they enjoy. If not forbid anything, I just wish you would spend more time in the real world. Please accept my condolences. It's exceedingly difficult to lose someone you love so deeply. We were married for more than 30 years. Oh my gosh. When you're married that long, your souls become entwined. The pain of tearing them apart is unspeakable. Have you forbidden love? I think so. Her name was Anzeka. We're about 13. I'm not sure that counts. Love does not consider age. Romeo and Juliet were 13 themselves. A well-read man could hardly name a couple more in love. It's only a story, and a tragic one is that. Shakespeare understood well the ways in which joy and tragedy intermingle in our lives. What have you been reading lately? The sciences. I'm reading an excellent study on the history of astronomy. I lent it to you and I'm finished. How about you? Recently, much of my time has been consumed with linguistics. A little bit of everything. That's the spirit, young man. It must have been a favorite. Man's preferences define his character. The works of Milton are incomparable. I've read him more than anyone. Milton, of course, a poet and a scholar. I understand you now. A man must tend not only to his mind but his soul as well. I must say I was shocked to hear you have a Dioram historian in your collection. I thought the book was a legend. It's quite real. Heard campfire tales about the monks in Grigorovitz and how his meetings with the devil drove him to madness. Oh my goodness, that's a great backstory. The devil possessed his heart and used his hand to write the devil's diary, am I recalling it correctly? The real Grigorovitz did go insane. After a lifetime serving God, something broke in his mind and became obsessed with the occult. He set his mad ravings down on paper, and that's how Dioram Historia Orbis Terrarum came about. Many of his ideas about satanic rituals and evil curses still inform our modern folklore. Fascinating. I'm flattered you chose me to translate the book. I'm eager for you to get your hands on it. Maybe the only man within 1,000 kilometers who knows as many forms of medieval Latin as you do. Learning dead languages has become something of an obsession for me. It's about to pay off. For the life of me, I can't determine the dialect Gregorovitz used when writing the books. If this is the only translation of Diorum Historia, it must be precise. I will not accept anything but a perfect translation. We don't know what motivated Latin, so I don't know how he expects a cultural translation. It would be like a nested translation where you just have, you know, nested possibility after nested possibility, because Latin uses declensions. I think usually about 5 different options for how to interpret a sentence. I know I speak for everyone when I say we're quite happy to have you here. With no context, you know, because it was based on a myth, that would be quite the project to undertake. You know, you would have to translate it, and that would be a first translation, and then retranslate it another way and see how it goes about. Dinner will be served shortly. I mean, that's how I would do it. You know, make a first outline, make a second completely different outline, look for something like the feminine. Can't really, oh right, look at things. Cabinet has various works of classic prose and poetry. Personal favorites, likely. Contracts, financial records. Not gonna really let me look at much. Dwell not on read clouds bloom. That's what makes the flowers bloom. Tomorrow should be a better day. Obviously, I'm into coding and so on. So, Castle Hall. Cabinet, painting, not much. What's this? Save. Resume. So we can walk out to the castle hall. Not a whole lot. I think I'd like to see my personal chamber now. I want my diary in case I need to write this down. Obviously we do. Cool so far. Different kind of setting, like it says. It uses up and down. It has a little bit more of a Metroidvania aspect because of that. I can't recall if you see Comet in this one. I do want to get a little bit more of the plot line. Weird. Oh, that's Hemlock's chamber. My bad. I guess we're going to the dining room then. I don't recall where he said my chambers were, but the hallway doesn't appear to continue any further, so we might as well see what's for dinner. Dinner smells delicious, but I should stop in my room first. Where is it? Downstairs? I have a room key. Oh, dumb. I need to use the room key on the room. They took the route that a lot of people do, where they introduce you through the tutorial. It's actually recommended in gaming right now. I do believe it'll go out of style, because it kind of babies the player. And so if you've played one, you've played them all as far as beginning. This is as nice as the finest hotel in Prague. Maybe later. To read or not to read, that is a question, because we all know the answer must certainly be to read. You don't need to use wardrobe. Everything is in my luggage, except my books. Take my diary with me in case I need to write any notes. So we got my diary. So it's gonna, oh, that's load, so it's not gonna show up there, but let's see what it does let us do. My personal journal, I'll write in there. It won't work. So what happens when I use that on myself? I don't think that's a useful idea. Not much else. I've got the bed, I've got the wardrobe, various books. Painting of a dog. Something sad about it though. Something sad about most of this, sweetie. Lovely view of the gardens when it's not raining. Oh, you know what? I should have put down that stupid. There it is. I'll just do it anyways. Apparently not. Painting in an aperture. I want to know, you know. Or not an aperture, above a threshold. I want to know. Painting in an aperture is, I think, recessed. So. Criticisms and criticisms. How cool the young lady's here. Somebody with a hat on at the table. You people! That better not be me. Oh, thank God. It's like, what am I, a swine? Queen. Nonsense, my friend. You're right on time. Come join us. It's got a soundtrack to go along with it. The setting is outlandish, so that's handy. I prepared for this feast especially for your arrival. It looks delicious. Only the roasted duck and radishes with myself. Variation in the family recipe. Cabbage and potatoes I leave to Anna. There's no competing with her. Hello, dear. You wore a hat to dinner, ma'am? I just interject here. Want to, chastise the dev. If you need anything at all during your stay, just shout my name. I'll come running. Thank you, Anna. Didn't I sounds and smells wonderful. It's both. Thank you. We do ask you to reserve your praise until after you've tasted it. How do you find your personal chamber? Perfect. Do you forgive the castle's current state of disrepair? Compared to other castles in the region, ours is positively crumbling. It's marvelous. I'm just being polite. I haven't had the money late for proper reconstruction. Though if you ask the villagers in Krakow, they'll say the castle looks the way it does because it's haunted by ghosts or some nonsense. Pay no attention to that. The masonry is centuries old. Please, Father, I don't think our guest wants to discuss architecture when there's a hot meal getting cold. Pardon my manners, I've not introduced my daughter, Lady Wolodka, shrewd and candid as always. I'm honored, my lady. The honor is mine. My family has told me much about you. Please eat, Hemlock. You must be hungry. I started dinner without you. Forgive us for not accustomed to having guests. We should say a prayer. Excellent idea. Where's Joseph? We should wait for him. If we have to wait for him, it'll be morning before we eat. Wolodka. He's just coming in from the rain. He'll join us shortly. Lord, we thank you for the meal before us and all the warm comforts we enjoy this cold evening. We thank you for the safe arrival of our guest, Sir Hemlock. Travel far to be with us tonight, amen. Here he is. Join us, my boy. We have quite the feast. Apologize for my tardiness. It's fine we started without you. Fire feels nice. I got soaked out there tending the horses. Quite a storm. So they used the weather, which was interesting, for ambiance. That is so smart. They have servants and nobility, which, at least that's a step in the right direction. They tend to introduce, like, the upper class nobility and not have servants around. Definitely different, whether or not they choose to sit at the same table and wear hats. Joseph, this is Sir Hemlock. It's an anachronism, I guess. The castle depends a lot by being anachronistic. Joseph is our gardener, a fine one at that. He's nearly as talented with seed and soil as you are with written word. How they try to live up to my father's word. Joseph's father worked for us for many years. We're terribly sad to lose him, but Joseph has filled in admirably. I haven't had a chance to see the full grounds yet, but I look forward to doing so tomorrow. It's beautiful! Tonight you must see the library. I'm eager to hear your thoughts on Grigorovit's book. Here, before I forget. Oh, cool! So I got the key to open the cabinet above the fireplace. You'll find your Historia there. It's a large volume of red binding. You can't miss it. The pace of it is just nice and relaxed, and then the portraits are modernized, so that's neat because, like, there's so much of that sort of artwork around. I'm rather eager to eat. I hope we will find time to enjoy dinner tonight. Yes, dear, we're getting ahead of ourselves. Please, Hemlock, eat. That I just brought the anachronism in right with it. So it's very forgiving. It's got great ambiance, and it's got a easy-to-use interface where I just feel like I'm living a slice of life. Adventure tends to skip that when it goes a little bit more retro with pixel art, and I just am enjoying the fact that you said you're an expert in Latin. I think so, yes. Could you do me a favor? My mother had a locked chest where she kept her most private belongings. Since her death, I haven't been able to open it. No locksmith. It's no normal lock. Requires a password, some sort of riddle written in Latin on the chest. With me, I can't solve it. You can certainly take a look. Be wonderful. I have so few personal mementos from her. I'd love to know what she kept in there. It's in the library beside the clock. Let's see what I can do. Interesting. So curiouser and curiouser. Oh, you know what? Can't sit down and eat all day. I should probably talk to him. Or not. Wow, they really do want me to keep going. Don't want to burn myself. He's very concise is the other thing. Much as I love interacting with every piece of the background, I like the fact that it pops up something, that I can just comment on. Might be useful if I need to light something, can't sit down and eat all day. I do want to see, like how big the thing is. That's real fast. Whole entire thing, huh? I had a feeling. Brevity is not necessary in conversations, because they do want to carry on, and the medieval style was very thought unconscious. You followed their train of thought a lot. Even in Shakespeare, you could tell that they were literally just talking to each other. So he must have just sat down and written the way that Mozart writes. Just kind of go to town on it. Anything down here? Is this where the library is? I would assume so. Don't want to bother him. He's done more than enough. Don't want to go back out into the storm. What are these doors to then? Brilliant. Room is dark. I can't see anything. Box of matches might help. Wood log, matches. don't think that's a useful idea. It's too dark in here, I can't see anything. So obviously we have to fight the darkness. We have to find the fireplace. Brought a log with me because I'm an intrepid young fellow. And I like carrying things like logs around. Log. Maybe I thought it was a toy. There we go, now I can start a fire. I also just chuck a log in and, you know, grab some fireplace matchsticks. I'm not going to be able to speak. God said, let there be light, and there was light. I would love to browse the Radar's collection when I have free time. Okay, so we're going to really we're sticking to the plot here. Let's get the key. This is... opens a lock and puts you back inside your case. Maybe the cabinet. I like to help Lady Willard go to the chest first. Interesting. So it makes you click on the floor to traverse. Again, they're using up. When you have limited tools like that, you do interesting things to immerse someone in the game. This must be the chest that belonged to Lady Sylvia. I wonder if Severin knows anything about it. Seem to know about everything in the castle. Most mayorum. The chest looks quite old. Lady Sylvia must have had a long time. It's in excellent condition. Customs of our ancestor must be a clue to the password. P-H-O-A-L. It's also going to be in Latin, so I'm assuming it's on a portrait or something. Not a whole lot of ways this could end. Again, E or an os is the most likely. Lolus, locus. Lore, I have the R as most likely. Okay, that's just a grandfather clock. Sometimes they'll do you like that. Only so many vowels, A and an O. L, Q. Seem fond of Q. There are only 4 letters for each of these. I'm pretty sure that Latin still followed the U next letter. So it would be unlikely that Q would be the first letter. Chorus, maybe? I mean, that's unlikely to be, yeah. Direct ancestor. On pocket watch. Where would I find a clue to that? I wonder. I don't think that's a useful idea. Doesn't make any sense at all. No, that won't work. So I can't write it down in my journal. Let's pop out and get a little bit of plot from the dev here. So, some digital mosaic games. I just want to see where he's going because it does have such a sedate plot. We do try to keep it to 10-15 minutes. Link in the description below if you're willing to play along. Also down there's gamer grind, gamer coffee shipped to your door. Put your logo on merch for like nothing but she can support the Pirate Queen. I love when you send people to us. Kayla 5 is down there. Buy this cheaper coffee $1 make me smile. Or if you're looking more Twitch style. Interesting. More Twitch style subscription. We did join Patreon, so you can support us for $5 a month as a subscription and help out the indie gaming community. Find everything. We like to find what's next in gaming, but we do find everything that's awesome and kind of let you know what it is that you like. No one can be trusted. There's foul things afoot. Nobody told me that. So all those links are down there. Definitely hit subscribe though and hit the bell. And it'll pop up a little thumbnail, let you know, if you're big into adventure, if you want to see storytelling elements, if you're just looking to see, what's next, then you would have popped onto this immediately, just spent 10-15 minutes with us and kind of got the lowdown on what's going on there. So it looks really interesting. I'm interested to see, the Latin book, what it does, what secrets it has. So very low-key sort of adventure game. Really interesting take on that. Not going to give us a lot of clues. Sometimes they put a clue in the Steam screen, but it doesn't look like it did that. So it's a gothic mystery adventure game. They did a great job with the ambiance. So Love it. Love everything about it. Smash subscribe, hit the bell. We're doing an experiment. We want to see what hitting like will do. So definitely smash like. And we want to see what that does for subscribers. If it matches people better with our algorithm, if it, just boosts the video, like what's going on there. We love you guys. We love the Earth Along for Ride, and we will see you in the next video.